Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Hasser, and I'm the Director of Housing Strategy. I'm here to present information on the Arnold Place townhomes. If you've never heard of INHP, we are a nonprofit based here in Indianapolis for over 35 years. Our mission is to create affordable housing solutions for people with low and moderate incomes and collaborate to enhance quality of life in Indianapolis neighborhoods. You might be asking, what solutions does INHP offer? INHP supports a wide range of programming across all sectors of the housing market. Homebuyer education and advising, which is how we have been primarily assisting Marion County residents since our inception. Consumer lending, which are more traditional home mortgages. Single-family housing development, which we'll talk a little bit about today. I'm not going to go in a lot of detail over the rest of these, but we also assist with land banking, community lending, grant making, and multifamily equity. For our agenda today, first we'll discuss the development history of Arnold Place. Second, we'll talk about the townhome features. Third, we'll talk about INHP's First Look program. Fourth, we'll talk about the purchasing a townhome. Fifth, we'll discuss engaging your agent. And lastly, we'll discuss being a competitive buyer. The development history of Arnold Place. You'll see a timeline. Starting in 2022, INHP was selected as the developer for the project, and INHP acquired the land from the city. In 2023, we were able to break ground on the project site. In 2024, we began major construction of the project site. And in 2025, we sold the first homes at Arnold Place. Now in 2026, we will begin to sell the first homes of Phase 2. You may be asking yourself, who is Mr. Arnold? Mr. Albert Arnold is Reagan Park's resident centenarian. He's lived in the neighborhood for more than 70 years, and the neighborhood requested to name the project after him. For the townhome features, you'll see a site map of the project. Arnold Place consists of 33 total townhomes. First phase in blue, you'll see at the southern end. And the second phase on the northern end is what we're building currently in 2026. The project is located at the intersection of 24th and Winthrop Avenue, a block from the Monon Trail. We have two home types that we are developing. The first is the Hosford. All of these homes will be affordable to 80% AMI home buyers, and I'll talk about that more in detail later. The second is the Soho. Most of these will be market rate, with a couple available to 80% AMI home buyers. The primary difference, as you'll see, is the roughly 200 square feet difference of the Soho units compared to the Hosford. In the previous slide, I mentioned AMI. AMI is the area median income limits. For this project, the affordable homes are restricted by the income limits here. These are set by the federal government, and we cannot go a penny over these limits. However, they are updated annually. So if you are a one-person household and earn $60,000, you would be eligible to purchase one of the affordable townhomes. The household size does include everyone that will be living in the household, regardless of familial relationship to the home buyer. So if your best friend is going to be living with you, they would count towards the household size and the income limit. The income limit also considers gross income and assets of the income earning member of the household. If you're curious about determining your income and eligibility, please start working with an INHP advisor or mortgage loan originator to assist. These income limits are also checked by the city. So even if we think you may be eligible, the city could still deny you as an eligible home buyer based on your income documents. This doesn't happen often, but it can happen. For market rate buyers, or for those whose income is over 80% AMI, we still ask that you meet with an INHP lender option meeting. So what is a lender options meeting? You'll meet with an INHP mortgage loan originator. They will compare mortgage loans from 14 area lenders and potentially uncover exclusive options for you to access. Next, we'll talk about the First Look, an exclusive INHP opportunity. First Look is exclusive to INHP clients. That means you are using one of INHP's services across our suite of programs. You may be part of our home ownership advising programs, have taken an INHP education class, or shopping for a mortgage in our lending department. Anyone involved in these core areas could have an opportunity to take advantage of the First Look program. The First Look program allows INHP clients to receive a first opportunity to view and submit offers on affordable homes. Eligible clients receive an email 2 weeks before a property goes to the right, similar to what you see on the right. Clients have an additional 3 days to work with their agent to submit an offer to INHP. INHP would then choose the best offer. For first look in Arnold Place, we require homeownership advising and a lender options pre-approval. If you're currently working with an INHP homeownership advisor or a mortgage loan originator, ask them where you are in the process. This will unlock the first look and showing that you are mortgage eligible and have the ability to submit a purchase offer. Starting in February of 2026, some of the units will become available, and with more potentially available in later months. Homes will come available once they are completed. A couple of Soho units, the larger square footage homes, will be affordable, but will likely yield more competitive offers. So please keep this in mind if you are interested in one of the Soho units, that there may be less of an opportunity for you to purchase because of the competitiveness of the homes. Next, we'll talk about purchasing a townhome and the pricing and financing. So what is the real price of purchasing an Arnold Place townhome? Well, INHP will sell the homes at the market value. Subsidy, or down payment assistance, helps make them affordable to buyers. When determining the amount of subsidy needed, INHP will focus on how much a buyer can afford to pay each month for a townhome. Subsidy may fill the gap. INHP is not able to accept offers from clients that would cause them to become housing cost burden. Households are considered housing cost burden when they are spending more than 30% of their income on their mortgage payment. So what will INHP consider when accepting an offer? First, we look at the household income compared to income limits. Again, as we previously mentioned, if a household is over the income limits for the affordable townhomes, they would not be eligible to purchase those homes. Recommendation from the INHP mortgage loan originator: is the client responsive, transparent, attentive, etc.? Time spent as an active INHP client. First-time homebuyer status. They currently reside in the Reagan Park neighborhood where the Arnold Place project takes place. Or the amount of subsidy needed by the homebuyer because of the limitations of the subsidy availability. Let's walk through a summary of how one-person household offer could look. Keep in mind that this is just an example and not necessarily how your offer or your finances could look if you purchase an Arnold Place townhome. So in this instance, a one-person household's income is $57,000 per year. The max monthly PIDIA is $1,425. Their principal and interest is $775. Their taxes and estimated monthly is $300. The insurance estimated monthly is $150, and their association fee or HOA fee is $150. Next, we'll go through a four-person household. With a larger household size, there is higher income limits. In this case, the household income would be $80,000. The max monthly PIDIA for them would be $2,000. Their principal and interest could be $1,350. Their taxes and estimated monthly could be $300. Their insurance estimated monthly could be $150. And their association fees or HOA fees would be $150. INHP does require recapture provision for each of these homes for the affordable home buyers. This establishes an affordability period and other ownership criteria for the home buyer in exchange for receiving the subsidy. If a buyer sells the townhomes during the affordability period or doesn't comply with the recapture criteria, they must repay the subsidy. For Arnold Place, we require a 30-year affordability period for the down payment assistance. For the recapture provision, to enforce the recapture provision, INHP will place a secondary mortgage lien on the property. This lien will be at 0% interest and require no payments and is forgivable at the end of the affordability, unless the home buyer fails to meet the ownership criteria. So, for example, if INHP were to provide $100,000 of subsidy or down payment assistance to the home buyer, when they first purchased the home, it would be $100,000. After year 10, it would be $100,000. After year 20, it would be $100,000. That number wouldn't change until it is eventually forgiven at the end of 30 years. The buyer retains any principal they pay down from their mortgage, and the buyer retains any appreciation of the property during their time living in the home. Next, we'll talk about engaging your agent. The first look emails are only sent to INHP clients and are not eligible for real estate agents. It is the client's responsibility to share the email with the agent if they choose. INHP will have a cap on the amount of realtor fees that INHP is willing to pay for a buyer's agent. Any costs above the cap would be the responsibility of the buyer to pay. So please discuss with your agent if you are interested in the Arnold Place townhomes to ensure that you are hopefully matching up our cap to the buyer's compensation. Anything above that would be the responsibility of the buyer. For Arnold Place, INHP's contracted agent is permitted to represent both INHP as the seller and you as the buyer. This is called dual representation or dual agency. For the affordable townhomes, INHP is working with Rochelle Perkins of the Garnett Group. And for the market rate townhomes, we'll be working with Mike Scott of Scott Estates. Lastly, we'll talk about being a competitive buyer. For tips to prepare, first, be an active INHP client in good standing. Be mortgage eligible to unlock the first look. Talk to an INHP mortgage loan originator about what you need to become pre-approved for financing. And finally, save for any down payment and closing costs to limit your required subsidy or down payment assistance. Thank you. And for more information, please go to www.inhp.org/Arnold Place.